Good morning, children. Today we are starting the chapter assignment based video recording for the chapter life process from class 10, the chapter 6. We have already sent the details of the chapter, module or video early in advance, and this is the assignment based video that is based on some exercise questions. And today in the live class we will be discussing about the patterns of questions and the important questions that can be asked will be discussed hereafter. Okay, right. And what is the second part of the chapter? We know the life process have four subtopics. First one is nutrition, second one is respiration, third one is transportation, and fourth one is excretion. Already the nutrition and respiration almost we have completed, and now we are coming to transportation. In transportation we will be studying, or we studied the structure of heart and what are the different conducting systems in animals and plants, and connected to that there are a lot of questions, and here today we will be discussing four questions from the index of the subtopic transportation. The first question is this: what are the components of transport system in humans? Everybody knows that we have already been in the discussion about it, and the transport system in human beings includes the heart, blood and blood vessels. Heart, blood and blood vessels are the three main components of transporting system in humans. Heart, blood and blood vessels. What is the function of the heart? Everybody knows. Heart pumps the blood, and it performs double circulation, systemic and pulmonary circulation. Okay, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. In pulmonary circulation, the heart receives blood from various parts of the body. It is transported, it is pumped from the right ventricles to the lungs for oxygenation. That forms the pulmonary circulation. Okay. So, pulmonary circulation, you can understand that the blood from various parts of the body, deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body comes to the right auricle, and from right auricle to the right ventricle. From right ventricle through the pulmonary artery, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs. In the lungs, the oxygen is mixed and the carbon dioxide is relieved. And that oxygenated blood is brought to the left atrium by pulmonary veins, and from the left atrium through bicuspid valve or mitral valve, the blood enters into the left ventricle. From left ventricle through the aorta, the blood goes to all parts of the body and provide and give oxygen-rich blood. Okay, oxygen. And carbon dioxide mixed blood will come back to the right atrium. So we can understand that you can see the blood from the left atrium, left ventricle goes to all body parts and come back to the right atrium. This type of circulation we can say systemic circulation. So heart pumps the blood in both the directions, that is oxygenated blood in the left hand side direction and carbon dioxide rich blood in the right hand side direction. Okay, this is the function of the heart. Heart maintain pumping of the blood and also it separately pump the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, and in a cardiac cycle the heart pumps the blood twice. This is called a double circulation. That's the function of the heart. Now the next one is the blood. Blood is a fluid connected tissue which transports nutrients, waste, hormones and many types of nitrogenous waste. That is the main function of the blood. And blood has three blood cells, RBC, WBC, platelets, you have studied. Plasma is the fluid part of the blood. Okay, right. Blood helps in the transportation of various respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, the third one is the blood vessel. There are three types of blood vessels in our body. They are arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries divides into minute blood vessels when they enter the tissues and organ called capillaries. Again the capillaries come out and they unite to form the veins. So capillaries are the minute blood vessels, and the the arteries, veins, and capillaries usually mainly carry the blood to all body parts. That's all in the first question. Now the second question: why is it necessary to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammals and birds? Mammals and birds maintain a constant body temperature. They are called poikilotherms because they have constant body temperature. To maintain the constant body temperature, they need more energy. The heart, is designed in such a way that the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood does not mix, and this increases the efficiency of the oxygen transporting system in the heart. So the oxygenated blood does not mix with the deoxygenated blood. As a result, the maximum oxygen is delivered into the cells. This can be used for breaking down of food molecules and release maximum energy. This energy is required by mammals and birds to maintain their body temperature constant. Okay. Now, third question: what are the components of transporting system in highly organized plants? Highly organized plants are the higher plants, which includes, we can say, highly organized plants. Gymnosperms and angiosperms are the highly organized plants. They have a well-developed vascular system or conducting system, which consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem transport water and minerals from the roots to all body parts. Xylem consists of tracheids and vessels, which are continuous tube-like structure and that carry water and minerals from the roots to the tip of the plant in a continuous water column, so that they can transport water and minerals. So xylem consists of tracheids and vessels, which are mainly designed for transportation of water and minerals. Okay. Whereas in phloem is also a continuous tube-like structure, mainly sieve tubes and companion cells, which are designed for the transportation of the prepared food in the leaves. And from the leaves, the food is transported in the form of sucrose to all body parts, in the upward as well as in the downward direction for the storage. That's the function of the highly transporting system in plants. Now, fourth one: how are water and minerals transported in plants? Water and minerals are transported through xylem. Xylem consists of tracheids and vessels, which are in a continuous tube-like structure, starting from the roots to the leaves, fruits, and all body parts of the plant. There is a continuous tube-like structure called xylem. Xylem mainly consists of xylem tracheids and xylem vessels. You can see, due to transpiration, there develops a transpiration pull or suction pull in the leaves that exert in the xylem of the roots, and thereby roots absorb water and minerals continuously from the soil and maintain a continuous water column in the xylem. This helps in the transport of water and minerals in the upward direction. That's all from this part. Thank you.